Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm starting off my look today using some eye primer from Urban Decay. So I'm just applying this all over my lids using my fingers, and this is just going to prevent my eyeshadows from creasing and also make them last longer. After that, I'm going in with some Paint Pot from MAC in Soft Ochre. I like to apply this over top of the other primer because this one hides any veins and discoloration on my eyelids, and the other primer makes my eyeshadow last longer because I have very oily eyelids. So next up, I'm grabbing that white matte eyeshadow from that Stila palette. You can use anything you want. I'm just setting the bases I put on my eyes using a Sigma E35 brush. This is just going to make sure that my eyeshadows I put over top don't cling to the tacky base. It's going to make everything go on smooth. So next up, I'm going in with this mint matte eyeshadow from Sugarpill, and I'm grabbing a Sigma E25 brush and just placing that in my crease. So I'm just doing windshield wiper motions and building up that color slowly. This is going to be the transition color for my eyeshadow because everything is so dark and blue. I wanted a matte light blue eyeshadow so everything fades nicely together. So after that, I'm grabbing that darker blue matte color from the same Sugarpill palette, and I'm using this on a MAC 221 brush. The MAC 221 brush is a elongated crease brush, and it's very good if you have small eyes because it's very small and tapered. And I'm just placing that in the crease of my eye on the outer corner and also on the inner corner, creating a very round shape. This is going to permit the eyeshadow to look really blown out and smoky. So I'm just going back and forth doing windshield wiper motions and building up that color. So next up, I'm grabbing that really dark matte gray shadow from the same Stila palette. I'm using this on a MAC 239 brush, which is a very flat, stiff brush. I'm going to be placing that in the center of my lid where I hadn't placed any eyeshadow before, and I'm going to slowly build up that color and bring it upwards towards the blue. Here I'm just going to use a mixture of that dark blue and of the dark gray. I'm going to use this on a Sigma E36 brush, which is a very small, wispy crease brush. It's super great for small eyelids as well. Small eyes, I should say. And I'm doing windshield wiper motions once again and just blending that gray upwards into the transition color of the mint matte color I used originally. So I'm just slowly building up that color and blending it out and just taking my time with this. After that, I'm going to use the Sigma E25 brush that I used at the beginning with some of that mint color just to make sure everything looks blended. So here I'm grabbing this is Beaches and Cream from Geek, which is a very light peachy color, and I'm using this on a fluffy brush to go over the edges of the eyeshadow. This really helped to blend everything out, and you can just use any matte color that's close to your skin tone. Here I'm grabbing Currant from Geek, which is probably my blackest eyeshadow I have in my entire collection, and I'm just using this on the same MAC 239 brush to pack that on the center of my lid and just intensify the look even more. Following that, I'm going to grab this glitter from Luxe Cosmetics. It's called the Superfly. It's so pretty. It's like a dark gray with multicolored reflex. So it looks dark gray, but when it hits the light, it looks multicolored. It's really beautiful. And I used the Luxe Cosmetics adhesive to apply that glitter all over my eyelids. So I just packed it on slowly and applied that over the black eyeshadow. After that, I'm going to grab some lashes from Sephora. These were so beautiful and wispy and dramatic yet natural looking, and I apply those off camera. Here I'm grabbing some dark black eyeliner and just placing that in my tight line and intensifying the look even more. Here I'm going to grab some mascara and just blend my real lashes with my false lashes. So I'm just applying just a little bit of mascara. I didn't want to apply too much because I didn't want to ruin my false lashes. So you can see I'm using the tip of the brush just to apply a little bit and blend the false lashes with the real ones. Here I'm grabbing a tissue with some makeup remover, and I'm just cleaning up the under eye area on my face because I had a lot of fallout, and this is why I did my eyes first before my foundation. So I'm going to start my base here using some Smashbox primer water. I'm just going to apply this all on my face. I like to use this primer water to eliminate any kind of dryness and flakiness on my skin, and this just helps my foundation apply more smoothly all over my face. After that, I'm going to use my favorite foundation, my Maybelline Dream Wonder, and I'm going to apply this all over my face using a beauty blender as per usual. So I like to start off using the applicator that comes with the foundation, and I just blend it out using my beauty blender. After that, I'm going to use the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I usually like to use my Fit Me, but I was out of it that day, so I used my sister's Urban Decay Naked Concealer, and I'm just applying that under my eyes in a triangle shape and just blending that out with the same beauty blender. I'm also going to apply a little bit of this on my nose and a little bit of that on my forehead as well. So I'm going to go right away and set my under eyes with some powder. I'm just using this one from L'Oreal. I like to set my under eyes straight away because otherwise they will crease for me, so I just like to do that straight away after I apply my concealer. Here I'm using a mixture of 2 different concealers to do some pinpoint concealing on any kind of spots or blemishes on my skin that weren't covered up by the concealer and the foundation. So you can use any kind of concealer that matches your skin tone. I use this mixture for consistency and color purposes. After that, I'm going to set the rest of my face using the same powder in a very fluffy brush. I like to do this because it removes any kind of tackiness from the foundation. Although this foundation is not tacky, I just like to set everything down, and this just makes sure that my blush and bronzer go on smoothly afterwards. So here I'm going to go back to the eyes. I'm going to grab that light mint matte shadow I used at the beginning, and I'm going to use it on the same Sigma E25 brush and just blend this very low under my eyes to make it look very smoky. So I brought this a lot lower than I normally would to make it look even more dramatic. I'm going back in with that dark gray as well, the dark matte gray shadow from the Stila palette. I'm going to use this on a Sigma E17. It's a very small flat top brush, and I'm just applying this very tightly and closely under my eyes, not worrying about blending it out just yet. So here I'm going to grab the dark blue I used as well from the same palette, and I'm going to use a Sigma E21, which is a very small smudge brush, and now I'm going to blend out that harsh line I applied earlier. So I'm just using windshield wiper motions once again and just blending that color into the blue and making sure it looks smooth. So I took my time with this because I think that doing the lower lash line really completes the look and makes it look finalized and really adds a lot of drama. So now I'm going to go in with the same black pencil I used earlier for my tight line on my upper waterline, and now I'm just going to line my lower waterline. And now I'm going to grab this foiled eyeshadow from Makeup Geek. It's called High Wire. It's a beautiful light blue, and I just apply this in the inner corners of my eyes to highlight. And I like the fact that it was blue because I thought it tied everything together really well. I'm going to finish off my eyes by using a little bit more mascara on my lower lashes. I applied this very generously because the eyeshadow was brought down so low. I really wanted my lower lashes to peek through, so I just applied a lot there. So I'm going back to the face, and I'm going to use this powder from Maybelline. I love to use this powder to bronze my skin because I'm very pale and this powder is too dark for me. So I'm using this on an angled fluffy brush, and I'm applying this in the hollows of my cheeks, on my temples, and on my forehead. And I'm just taking my time to blend that out and really bronze my skin. I applied a little bit on my nose as well. Following that, I'm going to grab another bronzer because this one is a little bit darker, it's matte as well, and I like to use this to create a little bit of a gradient effect on my cheeks. So I apply this on a different brush. This one is a little bit more tapered, and I apply this in the hollows of my cheeks even more specifically, and on my temples as well, a little bit on my nose, same areas I use the other powder. So now I'm going in with some blush. I'm using this one from Makeup Geek. It's called Romance, and it's a peachy golden blush. I wanted my whole face to look very warm because the eyes are very blue and cool toned, so I use this on the same brush I used for the other bronzer, and I'm just applying this on my cheeks. After that, I'm going to highlight my face, so I like to use two different highlighters. So I'm starting off with this eyeshadow from MAC. It's called Jest. It's a very light pink eyeshadow, and it looks really beautiful to highlight the skin. So I use this on a fluffy brush, and I'm just applying this very generously on my cheeks. I applied a little bit on my forehead, my cupid's bow as well. So I'm going to follow that with Makeup Geek Foiled Shadow in Starry Eye. This is so beautiful to highlight your skin if you're very pale like me. As you can see, it's very dramatic though. If you want to skip one highlighter, that's fine, but I like to use both because I think it looks really pretty and intense. So I just apply that on my cheekbones, a tiny bit on my forehead, and also on my cupid's bow. Now I'm just going to do my brows off camera, so I use this Tattoo Brow from Kat Von D to do that. And then I'm going to finish everything off using this liquid lipstick from Sephora. It's a very dark berry color, and I really like the way I look with the eyes. I haven't done anything like this on my channel, like dramatic eyes with dramatic lips, so I thought it looked a bit different, but if you want to do a nude, that would be really pretty as well. So I just use the applicator, and then I use a small brush to apply the liquid lipstick, and that's it. So I hope you guys liked the video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys!